Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. This is a follow-up to the video I did on Friday, GB News Loves the Mark of the Beast, where I was talking about how the presenter on GB News said he loved the idea of getting a chip in his hand, which he could then use to make purchases with, which he could then buy and sell with, and once again stated that these pretend alternative channels that are full of ex-BBC and ex-ITV presenters and ex-Sky presenters, mainstream media presenters and guest journalists who have worked in the media for years, how it's all controlled by the government and they pretend to be on your side in order to lead you to the same destination that the establishment wants you to go to. And after I posted that video, strangely enough, the next day we saw this presenter on TalkTV, which used to be called Talk Radio, say how he loved the idea of the Great Reset.
I'm all about the Great Reset, frankly. I love the Great Reset. I think it's like there could be nothing more settling for life than to have a flipping reset on the nonsense we've had for the last decade. If you don't think we need a reset, then, well, you're welcome to that view.
So you can see a longer clip of that on my Twitter page. Also, then the next day after that, you had GB News at it again. I believe this was yesterday, with Neil Oliver interviewing Simply Pay Me Chief Strategy Officer Gary Prince about getting a chip in your hand to make payments. And as you can see, this segment was entitled, it had the subtitle of That's Handy. Yeah, a very positive title for that segment, don't you think? That's handy, isn't it? Get your chip. It's ever so handy. Unbelievable. Now, Simply Pay Me are an organisation set up to get everyone paying through their smartphones. They are all about contactless payments and promoting it, which of course is leading to a cashless society. And in the interview, this guy, when asked by Neil Oliver about the chip, he says it's a very nice idea. It's a nice idea that someone will one day get an award for. But, you know, it needs a little bit of tweaking before it will work. But, hey, you know, it's nice. That's handy. So, again, it's all about planting seeds and debating it. And you will have, you know, the Hegelian dialect being played out on the shows. But it's really all about introducing the idea, because it's their job to condition you into accepting stuff like this. And that's why you see it here first on this type of platform, because this platform is created to target the more suspicious demographic of the public. You'll notice in the clip, again, you can see it on my Twitter page. In that clip, there's nothing really negative said about getting a chip. And the guy being interviewed is all about smartphone contactless payments and getting everyone using that. Hardly someone who is going to be negative about it. It's his business. Anyway, let's take a look at your comments. We'll just take a few here on Twitter. On the TalkTV I Love the Great Reset post. So here we have, well, he's changed his tone from mocking the very idea of a Great Reset to it's actually a good thing and normal. He was a big mocker of the idea that Iraq had no WMDs. Every show he does, he mocks the very concept of a conspiracy. Yeah, so, well, I mean, over the last couple of years, I've noticed a number of these presenters shooing away the topic of the Great Reset, talking over people calling in, not letting them get a word in, some even suggesting it's not even real. I can remember the BBC stating at one point that it wasn't even real. But it's all changed now. This is how it works, you see. Next comment. Hugo, I follow you here and on YouTube and Telegram. I have shared your videos dozens of times. You have retweeted me a few times. I respect you, but give Mark Steyn of GB News credit. He's doing a great job. I agree, Talk TV presenters are crap, especially Collins, Brewer and Graham. Okay, now I've had this a few times about Mark Steyn. He's doing videos about people now being injured. And this is only in the last month or so, okay? Now, like I said in the video, GB News is funded by Disney, Warner, and a billionaire who funds the government. And it even goes way deeper than that if you research it some more. I mean, they've even got politicians as presenters. I mean, if you can't see the link, but most obvious is that along with TalkTV, GB News is regulated by Ofcom. Ofcom is the government. So therefore, what it can and what it can't say is dictated to by the government. And that goes for all of their presenters and all of their guests. They are all government regulated, all government controlled. And if you go back a year, you will see I was doing loads of videos about people getting injured. Now, a year later, you are seeing GB News doing these videos. Why are they a year late? If I and others were talking about it back then, why were they not? Back then, GB News were talking about how brilliant it was, that there were queues around the block, and how everyone was doing their bit to help one another in regards to getting the jab. Now, a year and a half later, they are talking about injuries. It's clear to me that the government are only allowing them to talk about it only now. So that's messed up, yeah? You can talk about it now, but only once loads of people have got it. And why are they being allowed to talk about it now? Well, order out of chaos could be the answer there. Next comment. He had an English WEF, World Economic Forum rep on his show a while ago denying the Great Reset was a thing. Oh, how they laughed at the ridiculousness of the conspiracy theorists. Well, I didn't see the show myself, I don't really watch it, but I'll take your word for it. Next comment. So, now the so-called channels that appeared to be on the side of humanity and freedoms now suddenly are pushing Satan's WEF agendas as wonderful, controlled opposition at its finest. Next comment. They all have to abide by Ofcom rules that they don't speak against the World Health Organization's perspectives. They are all enemy propaganda, just like BBC, ITV people need to stop retweeting and liking GB News, Talk Radio, TV shite. They are meant to lure you in and then convert. Okay, so there you go. Just some of your comments. I mean, it's time for people to wake up to this now. It's silly. It's obvious to deny otherwise. My attitude with these organisations is they are clearly part of the fake stream media. They're no different to the BBC. They share the same presenters. It's funded by the same people, by the same mainstream media organisations. I mean, come on. The only difference is it's a platform that is specifically tailored to the viewers who are disgruntled and dislike the BBC and the government narratives that they are pushing. And their job is to turn those disgruntled viewers, those unhappy people, round and herd them through the very same gate the government want you all to comply with going through. They're just doing it in a different way. And just like the mainstream media, the fake stream media, whatever appears on it is part of the system. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to HugoTalks.com and I'll see you later.